Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa for those of you who are new, and today I just wanted to do a quick get ready with me using all drugstore products. So yeah, if you guys are ready for this video, then just keep on watching. Okay guys, so I'm going to start to moisturize because I haven't done that already. I did obviously cleanse my face. I took a shower, cleansed my face. I used the Neutrogena, the Bright Boost cleanser, and I did do some under eye masks right here, and they're from Pixi. I'm trying these out. They feel really good underneath my eyes, so far so good. I usually love the E.L.F ones. Those are beautiful. So I'm just going to go in with the Bright Boost Illuminating Serum from Neutrogena. I love this stuff. I use this at night before I go to bed. After I wash my face, I love to use this. Honestly, for most of my skincare, it's all drugstore. Honestly, there's two products that I honestly love that are higher end, but I don't use them too often. But like my cleanser, moisturizers, under eye creams, they are drugstore, super affordable, which is a good thing. It's either Neutrogena or E.L.F. Honestly, it's what I like to use, and it's what helps my skin out a lot. I did use these recently. I picked this up. This is the Noxzema Ultimate Clear Anti-blemish pads. I picked this up at Walmart. They're like $3 something, and they're little pads, little like cotton round pads, you know, super thin, and they have they're medicated or whatever you would call it. It has a treatment on them, and I used that recently. I had this guy, he was a little bit more pronounced, just a tiny bit, and then on my chin is still having a problem, but I've used that, and this one has pretty much almost gone down. There's no bump at all. This had a little ingrown one, like an under the skin one right here, and that one's a little bit annoying. But these right here are all now kind of smooth for the most part, because they were very textured before I started using those pads. So my skin's getting back on track, hopefully. So now that that's set in, I just love how it brightens my skin, honestly. I do see a difference. I don't know if you guys could see a difference, but I do see a difference. I'm going to go in with the primer water from Wet n Wild. Like I've said before, I love this stuff. Get my little fan that my son took, so I'm gonna go find that right now. Found my fan. He had it in his room, in his closet actually. So the next primer that I'm going to use is the E.L.F Hydrating Face Primer. So I have this little one right here. It's just a prime on the go, and I'm going to use some of that because I do like a hydrating base. If you watched my other videos, you would know that I have super dry skin, and I look for a primers, foundations, anything that's going to sit on my skin. I need to look for it that says glowy, dewy, hydrating, anything like that, illuminating. I need it in my life because I cannot do anything that's matte. It's just not good for my skin. Now I am going to apply the E.L.F Hydrating Booster Drops. I'm still on the fence on these. I haven't really completely given them a fair shot to see how it works. So I'm still trying to test these and see how I feel about them. But like I say, anything that says hydrating, any of those words, I like to try and see how if it really does, you know, give me that nice base. Now I want to revisit an old foundation that I've had. This is the Flower Beauty, the Light Illusion Luminous Makeup Nude Skin Feel, sorry. So, it says luminous, which is the reason my eyebrow's super itchy. You know, it's red. This is the reason why I bought it, because it says luminous. I don't remember how I feel about it. Like I said, I have so many foundations that I'll be like on a kick up with one and I'll be nonstop using that one and I'll forget other foundations. So that's why I'm doing this video, because I want to revisit other drugstore makeup that I have in my collection as well. So consistency, it is a little bit thick. I'm pretty sure this is like a medium to full coverage foundation, which I'm not, like I've mentioned in a different video, I'm not a full coverage foundation person, but hopefully we can share it out with a sponge. This is my EcoTool sponge. I love this sponge. Honestly, it's like $3. Can't go wrong. So I'm just going to dot. I only did one pump. I mean, I could probably use less. I can tell you my skin feels really soft from the primers that I used in the skincare. I do have the concealer that goes to this foundation. I am not sure if I am going to be using that one, because I do remember that one being a little bit more on the matte side, not very luminous. So we'll see. I'll probably do one side. Oh, see, look. I don't know if that's just too much primer, you know, like, let me see if I can zoom you guys in. That flaking right there, it might be just too much product on my skin in that area. No, it's in my hair. But you can just work it out. It might be the oil, the boosting, these ones right here. It might be this that cost that. We'll see. It did happen on this side as well, if you can see that. So I'm just going to really blend them out, get rid of that dryness. Okay, so that is just one little layer. I don't think I'm going to do another one or anything like that, because I personally want something just light, fresh feeling on my skin. Which I like that I can do that. I don't, you know, I don't have to do a full coverage with this. There's some foundations where it's like you can't even try to minimize the coverage on them because they're just too full coverage, too pigmented. It's just, there's no way. But I do like that I can make this a little bit more of skin-like, natural, just I have naturally good skin. So it's looking good so far. Again, those areas on my temples that you guys saw, I'm pretty sure it might be the drops that, you know, I used. It could be that. So I'll let you guys know if they get drier or anything like that. So like I said, I do have the Flower Beauty Light Illusion, I keep saying that word weird, I'm sorry, concealer, but I'll do one side with this one, but I do want to give these two a try as well. It's the L'Oreal Magic Lumi Highlighter concealer. I would call it a concealer, right? Highlighter, illuminator, I don't know. I thought it was a concealer, so we'll see. And then the L'Oreal Infallible Pro Glow. So this one is more pinky toned, so I feel like it'll cancel out like the darkness around my eyes. And then I'll do this on top of that. And then on this side, I'll just do the flower one. So let's do the flower one. Again, I don't want to do too much. I want it to look natural. I'm taking an E.L.F sponge. This is a sponge for the camo concealer. But I really like it because I can get into those areas. Now I did do the under eye pads, so my under eye should be very hydrated, and I don't know again if it's the drops or I don't know if it's the drops or the concealer. So I'm just trying to fix this, trying to make it work. Yeah, so for most of it, I really took off most of the concealer because it was kind of clinging weird, and it was just, honestly, it was just horrible. So what I'm going to do real quick, honestly, is hydrate my face and hope that now the concealer will look okay. So I'm just using the E.L.F Dewy Setting Mist. Okay, so hopefully with that little bit of hydration, the other concealers will look okay. I mean, I'm going to start on this side now, and I'm going to do the Lumi one first. Taking that same sponge. So this side wasn't as bad as this side with the whole concealer kind of coming together and flaking off. So we'll see. I'm going to put the other concealer. This is the Pro Glow Concealer. Like I said, I'm honestly very sure that it was the drops. So I don't want to start all over, so we're just going to make this work. And that is the Pro Glow with the Lumi highlighter underneath. I mean, that's what it's called. It says Lumi Magic Highlighter. I just thought it was a concealer, but I might be wrong. When I picked it up, I guess I didn't notice. So I'm going to go back with the Flower Beauty on this one, just a little bit on this side, just so I can balance the look out. So hopefully it doesn't do that again. Okay, so I didn't do it, which is a good thing. So now that is both concealers. I personally prefer this concealer. It looks more luminous than this side. This one looks a little bit more matte. So let me see if you guys can see that. See, it's just more, there's more luminosity going under my under eye than on this one. It's a little bit more toned down. This one's more dewy. So I don't usually set my face because it's just something that I don't do because I like the dewy look, right? And any powder that I put on top of my skin, it, like, I feel like a raisin. Like, I feel like I'm like, and I hate it, and I don't like looking matte whatsoever, like I said. But I did pick this one up just yesterday or Sunday or Saturday? Saturday. And it says, it's the E.L.F. I'm sorry, my freaking throat. I honestly don't know what's going on. It could be running in the cold in my lungs. I have asthma, so that probably did it. Anyways, this is the E.L.F Halo Glow Setting Powder. So this is supposed to have like a nice glow to it, so it's not gonna look super matte. I'm intrigued, honestly, so I wanted to try it out. It does come with a little sifter right here, but you can turn it to close it or open it, which is pretty cool. So I am going to try it out. I'm going to try it on both sides of my face because I don't want to have one, what if one looks too matte and, you know, the other one doesn't. So I'm just going to grab a big fluffy brush. This is a a Japanesque brush, and I have some on my cap right here, and I'm just going to I don't have a cream bronzer that I want to use. I do have a cream blush, but I don't have a cream bronzer, so I'm just going to, so it's okay to just set my face. Just lightly. I mean, I still see some shine going through, not as much obviously as before, but that's okay. I do want to put some underneath my eyes. I did get the shade medium, so maybe for my under eyes it won't be the best, but we'll give it a try. I am going to first, let me use my little mirror here. I'm going to first blend out my concealer, my under eyes, make sure there's no creasing. And I'm taking this KKW Beauty brush, taking a little bit of that product, dusting so much off of it. And then I'm just going to lightly powder underneath the eyes. A little bit around the nose. I am going to spray my face really quickly again with the Dewy Setting Mist. This is honestly just my favorite mist right now at the moment. Now, honestly, for bronzers, I have so many that I love from the drugstore. My number one being the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This one is just beautiful. This is in the shade Deep Bronze. So it's a deep bronzer. So it's the deepest one that they have. I personally love it. It looks good on my skin, and I'm more of a medium, light to medium complexion, and this one still looks really good. Love it because it has a nice sheen where it kind of serves as a contour bronzer. It still warms up your face, looks like you've been kissed by the sun. So this is honestly my number one. So another good bronzer that's more for like contouring, because this one's more matte, is the E.L.F. This is the Forever Sun-Kissed one. These are primer-infused. And this one is a really good shade for just contouring for my skin tone, and as well as lighter skin tones. If you're deeper, I doubt that this would work for you. And then of course, this one's a little bit higher in the price range for drugstore, but you can still find it at Target and stuff, so I still consider that drugstore. This is the Makeup Geek medium skin bronzer in Tawny. So it looks like this. This one is more deeper because it's the deep. So if you are darker complected, I think this one would be a good one. I can make this work on my skin. So, I mean, just really lightly dab into it. If you are lighter, maybe it'll be too much, but maybe using a super light hand with this one. I'm going to go ahead and use my number one favorite, the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. And I am going to take this is a Morphe M406 brush, so it's more of a stippling brush. And I'm just going to work it around the perimeter of my face very lightly. A little bit on the jawline. Just want to warm up the face a little bit so it's not looking flat. And these kind of brushes help not to put too much product, if you will. Just enough. I mean, you could go overboard, but see, I just like looking more bronzed, more. I like it. I like it. Since we don't have sun right now, this will have to work. And then I am going to take, this is a Real Techniques brush. I'm going to take a little bit of that, dab it a little bit on my hand, and just place a little bit on my nose, just to give my nose also a little bit of color. And then I'm going to go in with the sponge and just blend that out a little bit like that. For highlighter, I have a new one that I'm going to try out, but I do want to suggest to you guys two highlighters from the drugstore. The first one is the E.L.F This one is the white gold. Looks like this. Really pretty highlight. I love it. This one's really, really good. And then this is an OG beautiful golden champagne color. This is a Physicians Formula Butter highlighter, and this one's in the shade Champagne. This one is super beautiful, super creamy, buttery, obviously. This is an OG favorite of mine. Like, I really, really love this one. They kind of remind me of ColourPop. Sometimes ColourPop is not accessible to everyone, but Physicians Formula pretty much is. And I feel like these stay more like moist, if you will, like more buttery, longer than the ColourPop. I feel like the ColourPop ones dry out a little bit faster than this one does. But I do have a new one that I've been wanting to try out since I picked it up. I picked it up when I picked up the E.L.F powder. And this one is the Wet n Wild Mega Glow Loose Highlighting Powder. So it's this one right here, and this was in the shade I'm So Lit. So it has a little 3 holes for you to get the product out. My favorite brush that I've been using for highlight is the Jaclyn brush. This is the Jaclyn it's the JO2 brush. So I'm gonna pick some of that up, swirl it in the pan, in the little cap right here, and then I'm going to apply it onto the cheekbones. So that's really nice and natural. You can obviously build it up. I like that on my skin. It just looks wet. This is like a good color, good highlight color for me because it looks wet. I personally don't want a highlight to look, I want it to look intense. Don't get me wrong. I want it to look intense, but I also want it to look wet. I don't want you to look at me straight on and see white or, you know, darker, whatever it may be. I just want it to look like it's just wet, like my skin's just dewy and wet, which is what I like to go for. I know some people like more of the white, almost ashy looking skin. I mean, you do you. That's fine. I just think that a highlight is supposed to look more like a glow from within, or like you're just glowing, you're just sweating a little bit, something like that. Now I do the highlight before I do a blush because I feel like a blush marries the two together, the highlight and the bronzer. So for blush, I am going to use the E.L.F. This is the Always Cheeky blush. This one is from their Primer-infused line. I do have other favorites from Maybelline, L'Oreal, Burt's Bees. That's my favorite of all time, Toasted Cinnamon. But I wanted to add a little bit of color. So this one's more like pinky peachy toned. And the Toasted Cinnamon is more of a warmer, very toned down blush. So I'm just taking this Morphe and Jaclyn Hill JH04, and I'm going to just marry the highlight and the bronzer together. I am tapping a lot of it off because I don't want it too intense. And I am dabbing. I don't want to move anything else. I'll put a little bit on my nose, not really, but just like that. I don't like too much blush, so I don't go overboard and do, you know, like super pink blush. So for eyebrows, because we need to put something on these brows, right? I will never stop using these. This is literally just my favorite product. It used to be the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. Found these products and I don't need no Anastasia brow product. And it is the E.L.F. This is the Ultra Precise Brow Pencil. I have the shade brown. I don't need the other one anymore. This one, hands down, has been my go-to for every time that I do my eyebrows. I love it. Very affordable. Has a spoolie. Has good pigmentation. Not too waxy, but not too like hard as well. I just love it. And I do a more natural filled brow. I don't like to, you know, overdraw it. Just need to make sure that where I have sparse areas, which is a little bit right here, and obviously on my tail, it's a little bit more sparse. So I just fill those areas up. Now my eyebrows are never ever going to look alike. I have two different eyebrows as well as eyes. Like, my eyes are two different shapes. One's more almond, one's more rounded. So it is what it is. I live with it. And then, of course, to tame the brows and to set them, it's the, this guy, you guys need to pick this one up. It's the E.L.F Wow Brow. I loved it so much that I had it in a lighter color. And I was like, I think since my hair is very dark, maybe we should get a darker one. And I did pick up a darker one. I love them. Honestly, this is a really good brow gel. It tints them and it sets them in place. It's just a good product, honestly. There's not much to say about these brow products. They're just really good, very affordable, and they do what needs to be done. It holds them in place. It gives you a nice looking eyebrow, just like that. So now I would carve them out. I would carve them out, but I feel like I don't have to because it's just a natural look today. And now you can go ahead and wear mascara, do some false lashes, some natural false lashes. I don't do that because I just don't like mascara. Honestly, I don't. So now for the lips. I don't have a lip liner that I'm totally in love with from the drugstore, but I do have these really good lip products. Obviously, a lip gloss that I love is the NYX. This is the Butter Gloss in Madeline. This is a really beautiful gloss, and it is pigmented, so you do get the color. It's not just a sheer gloss. Then, this is like an oldie but goodie. This is the Wet n Wild Perfect Pout in Bare Your Soul. Yeah, Bare Your Soul. This one, I used to wear this so much. So much. And then these two are more of a buttery, creamier formula. More like a balmy texture, and these are the Physicians Formula Butter Murumuru. It has SPF 15, so they do protect your lips when you're in the sun. I have the shades Samba Red, and I have the Brazilian Sunset. I think I'm gonna do Brazilian Sunset just because it's more like a nude color. These are super creamy. It has melted a little bit, as you guys can see, because I did leave it when I was using this. I did leave it in my purse in the car, so it did melt a little bit, but these are really good. They are pigmented. You can see that it's not like a sheer lip balm, but I'm just gonna do a little bit on the middle, and then I'm going to blend it with my finger just because I don't want it to be too pigmented. I just want enough pigment. I am going to finish off by spraying, again, my Dewy Mist. I love this. So this is the final look. Super simple, a natural makeup look. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please give this video a thumbs up. Peace. Please subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And yeah, I'll see you guys in my next one. Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Melissa for those of you who are new. And in today's video, oh my god, it sounds so informative. In today's video,